Okay, YouTubers, a little update. So you can see I've removed the diesel house. A lot of guys have asked me how did I mount it, or how is it countersunk into the layout. Here's a good view of the frame that I built where the diesel house rests on. As you can see, it's about 3/8 to about 3/8 of an inch below the sub roadbed, and once it's resting in this position, it will line up with the tracks that lead into it. And these are the connectors for each of the individual tracks. I have 3 of them, and I also have one for lighting. And I continue working on the road leading into the diesel facility. This is going to be a parking lot, or a small parking area, and I've built a small retaining wall here. This will also be covered with the brick fascia, if you will. The parking lot will be elevated up to this height here, and then styrene will cover the cork and will give me a good track level parking area. I've cut the styrene to the width of the road, and I have a grade crossing here, just also made out of styrene. I have a smaller piece that I've glued on to the ties to elevate 0.040 styrene to the proper height, and that'll rest on top of the one on the bottom, like so. And once it's glued in, the street will butt up against the grade crossing. Now, they do sell commercial grade crossings. However, because of the curve here, I would have had to either cut the commercial one up or do my own out of styrene, and I decided to do that. Once all this is glued, I'll come in with the road and glue that down to the styrene, and then paint the grade crossing, so you'll have an idea of what this is going to look like. But before I can do that, I need to finish this area here with painting the tracks and mounting ties underneath all of the empty spots here. And that's pretty easy to do. What I basically do is, in some cases, the space is enough for one tie. As you can see, I take the preset spaced ties and mount them up against the existing ties, and that'll let me know where it should go, pretty much in the center, if I need one, or in some cases 2 ties. For instance, here you could get away with 1, but the spacing may be a little great, so I may squeeze in 2 in that area. Over here, I'm definitely gonna need 2. So in that area where I'm gonna need 2 ties, what I'll do is I'll just cut off 2 of them with the X-Acto blade. and leave two attached with the spacing that lies underneath the track. And at an angle, just cut off the rail holders, if you will, or the tie plates, the rail plates. Like so. And the next thing I do, I take a file, just gently file over the area that you've cut. And try not to file on top of the grain of the tie itself. You want to keep that wood grain appearance. Do both sides. Just run your finger over, make sure there's nothing sticking above the tie itself. If it is, just knock it down with your X-Acto. And you should be ready at this point to mount it. Now to fix the tie, I use CA glue with a fine tip applicator so I don't make a mess of things. And it's just basically, I'll slide it underneath the rail joiner, center it, and just hit it with a drop of CA on each corner, and it wicks into the cork and glues down fixes the ties so they don't move. Obviously you cannot do this with a foam layout. This only works with cork. If you had foam, you probably will want to use some white glue, or most of the time the rail is snug enough where it'll hold the tie in place. However, because this area here is loose, this is part of my fueling station. The rails rest on top of the platform, and I haven't soldered this rail yet because I'll need to remove the rail and weather this up to finish it off. It is a lot of work to do all of them, but overall it'll give your layout, a much more realistic appearance when you look at it. And then finally, when you paint it, it'll look a lot better than if you had all these spacings when using FlexTrack. Alright, till next time.